Every morning, I am happy, I am healthy, I am wealthy, I am worthy. I'm going to figure out what I'm doing to interfere with it in order to spend the majority of my time in the divine.
Dave Meltzer is a legendary sports executive and formerly served as the CEO of a renowned Leigh Steinberg sports and entertainment agency, which was the inspiration for the movie Jerry Maguire. He's one of the world's top entrepreneurs, investors, and business coaches. David has been recognized by Variety magazine in their Sports Humanitarian of the Year and awarded the Ellis Island Medal of Honor. His life mission, as we spoke about, is to empower over 1 billion people to be happy. And this simple yet powerful mission has led him on an incredible journey to provide one thing: value in all of his content.
Remember two things. One, be more interested than interesting. Two, be kind. Be kind to your future self and do good deeds.
David, welcome to the show. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me and providing me an opportunity to hopefully in a short amount of time empower others to make a lot of money, to help a lot of people and have a lot of fun. Three simple objectives of everything I do is to help empower people with those three things, because I've never met anyone who makes a lot of money, helps a lot of people, and has a lot of fun that isn't happy.
Beautiful. Well, that really aligned with me and is one of the reasons why I wanted to spend the time here, because making a lot of money, helping a lot of people, and having a lot of fun is something that I'm deeply passionate about myself. And to come across somebody who's on that journey and has made hundreds of millions of dollars is something that I think would be super valuable. So one of the things that I do currently is I help people and teach them the skills and tools on how to create income online by selling digital products. Now, here's the thing. There was an article that came out on Yahoo and a bunch of other sources that says in the next 5 years, the middle class isn't going to be able to afford simple things like vacation, real estate, certain type of luxuries that we all have access to. And I want to know from an expert, what are the skills as we're walking into the new digital world that entrepreneurs or 9-to-5ers, ordinary people must master to achieve or secure their financial destiny?
There's three skills that I think are going to be extremely important. And I pass these on to all the people I coach, mentor, and teach, especially my own children. The number one skill that we need to practice today in order to effectuate a secure, stable, and aggressively accelerated future is reading. We need to read more. Reading not only strengthens the imagination, but it also allows us to determine something that's going to be hyper critical in the future, which is reality to the imagination, reality from falsehood, reality from fake news. And the more well-read you are, the more prepared you're going to be for the future. The second skill that's necessary is in-person communication skills. As the digital world is elevated and accelerated, there's going to be a greater value placed upon the people that can communicate in person. And those that can communicate in person will receive exponential reward in the future, especially in the next 5 years, comparatively to those people that are hiding behind the fake world, the artificial world, that are only capable of emailing and texting and posting. The final skill set, I am quite certain, is probably the most beneficial, which is also to look at the other side of the coin, away from reading, away from the skills of interpersonal skills, which most people will ignore, by the way. And that is the obvious one of AI, that the power of processing and synthesizing data and utilizing it in order to effectuate an efficiency and effectiveness and statistical success that have never been seen before, combined with someone who has the reading skills and the interpersonal skills of communication, will receive so much more success and abundance in the future. It's going to be incredible. I believe that those that have and develop those three skills and continue to practice those three things will be set for the future.
100%. And you mentioned something that actually caught my interest, which was when you read, you tap into the power of the imagination. Now, knowing that you were somebody who amounted to great wealth, you made $100 million. Congratulations. But then you lost those $100 million and you had to rebuild yourself from scratch. What was going on in your imagination at that point? How did you develop the faith, the certainty, and the desire to say, I'm going to go build this whole thing back up again the way that you did?
Well, I think you mentioned a lot of key words in your question, and what a perfect setup is. One, I've always had the common denominator of successful people, whether you're a billionaire, millionaire, entrepreneur, celebrity, athlete, entertainer. If you are at the top of your subject matter, topic, or expertise, you must have a desire to be what you must be. That's the common denominator. So I already had a desire that I must be what I can be. And so that wasn't lost. In fact, it was probably perturbated and amplified when losing everything, that you now have put my back against a wall. And now I really can utilize the desire that I must be what I can be. Another word that you used was faith. And I think the greatest reward, promotion, protection, and love that I received by losing over $100 million, that I figured out my faith. I simplified my faith and combined my religious, philosophical, theoretical, and spiritual faith into one key concept: that there's something bigger than me, an omniscient, all-knowing, all-powerful source that loves me, protects me, and promotes me more than my mom. And that faith has allowed me to see the outcomes of today with divine perspective, which means that I'm looking at it in divine time with divine direction, that I must be moving towards with good behavior somewhere better, even better than I can imagine. And that had allowed me to, 17 years now after I lost everything. Not only did I lose everything, I actually lost my mom's house. She had to move out of her own house, which is completely ironic because the only reason I wanted to be rich was to buy my mom a house. And growing up with 6 kids and a single mom, to have my basement have a basement, but yet be able to find the meaning of that disappointment, that failure, that void, shortage, and obstacle in my life, to see it as a protection, a promotion, as love itself, to allow me to not only make all the money back, but to help more people and have more fun than I've ever imagined.
Oh my God, that was so good, David. And for you, somebody who, lost everything, built it back up, just to sum it up, it's just a shift, right? Life is happening for us, not against us.
It's so interesting because I take it even a step farther. I think there's a lot of people that live in the world of not enough, and everything happens to them. They're victims no matter what. You can have a $37 million home. I've met these people and they still live in the world of not enough and they're victims. Then you have the world of for me, which is a world that I lived in previous to losing everything, which is, hey, I'm so blessed. I'm optimistic. I'm giving. Everything happens for me. I give to receive. Everything in my life seems to be more a trade or a negotiation of optimism, which is perfectly fine. But when you truly have wisdom and faith, you realize there's a world even beyond the world of for me. There's the world of through me, a world of
Mm,
more than enough of everything for everyone, where not only do you give more, but you're given more and you receive more because you're worthy of it. And then with faith, you ask for more than more. Now you can give more than more. You're given more than more. You receive more than more. Now you can ask with faith for more than more than more. And you see, instead of living in a zero sum game, yet optimistic that everything is for me, you're still living in a finite environment of scarcity, trading and negotiating, even your giving. But if you live in the world of more than enough and continue to give and be given and receive and ask for more, you now will enter a world of more than enough of everything for everyone, an abundant, infinite system of thought that is protected and promoted and loved by an omniscient, all powerful, all knowing source. And now we can truly experience that abundance, that joy, that happiness, that world where we only spend minutes and moments interfering with I am. I am happy. I am healthy. I am wealthy and I am worthy. Let's figure out what we're doing to interfere with it in the world of more than enough.
So good, so powerful. I would love to know from you, how did you develop that deep sense of faith, or more so the depth that you have? Because I can tell you're very conscious and you're a very present entrepreneur. One of the things that myself, and I'm sure many other people struggle with too, as an online business owner, is the distractions that are out there. I believe you said since the 1970s, ever since the history of mankind till the 1970s, and then till today, we process more information and data than that whole entire span of time. And
In
so,
one day.
with
In one day.
in one day, so
Yeah.
with all that being, hit into our subconscious mind, and not being able to process all that, but still we're taking it in, we're comparing ourselves, we're feeling ourselves with fears, doubts, all of this, chaos. It's happening because they're fighting for our attention because they want to sell us and make money online, all these advertisers. How do you stay grounded and present in the moment to really connect, to create and live from that place of abundance?
With practice, right? Good behaviors are aligned with where I want to be or better. Bad behaviors are interfering with it. So I've developed 5 daily practices. In fact, you can hold up my book, Connected to Goodness, which I sent out to you and will send out to your entire community for free. I will sign it, send it to you, pay for shipping and the book. Just email me, put it in the notes, david@dmeltzer.com, david@dmeltzer.com, and you'll learn the secret practices of behavior. Number one, I practice every day knowing what I want. What do I want today, personally, experientially, giving wise and receiving wise, taking into account the circumstances of today, the weather, the interest rates, my in-laws, a flat tire, whatever circumstances exist today. And then I look backwards to the past, to the bankruptcies, the shortages, voids, obstacles, the jobs I didn't get, the deals that fell through, the lawsuits. I look to the past to align the meaning, the light, the love, and the lessons, the meaning of my past to where I want to be in the future, because I know the only limitation of the past is the meaning I give it. The only limitation of my future is my own self-image, which is directly related to my past. And now I'm set free to execute on what I want today, according to the circumstances of today, the meaning of the past and my self-image of the future, to knowing the fastest way to get what I want is to find someone that's already there and ask them for directions, or help other people get what they want. Those are the two ways to get where we want to be. And then 3, know my how. How am I going to utilize the 24 hours that I'm gifted every single day, guaranteed, except for the last day of my life? I will be cheated seconds, minutes, and hours, I promise you. But for the rest of the days of my life, I'm guaranteed. How am I going to use these 24 hours to be productive, accessible to others, accessing, receiving what I want, and gracious, and utilizing that 24 hours for my sleep, for the activities that are planned, unplanned, activities I get paid for and unpaid for. And if I do know my what, my who, and my how, then I will know my now. I will be present, as you stated. And 100% of the things I do now get done. So if I know my now and know my next, I now have the antidote to the 2 things that interfere with me being where I want to be. 1, feeling overwhelmed, or 2, procrastinating. See, it's impossible to procrastinate if you know your now and know your next. And if you do it now, 100% of the things get done. So it's impossible. It's an antidote to feeling overwhelmed or procrastinating. And then finally, most importantly, you talked about the interference, the fear. You talked about the setbacks, the voids, the shortages, and obstacles. Let me just tell you this, that I have the hack of all time, not to find your why, but to apply it, because you already are part and parcel. You're in spirit with the omniscient, all powerful, all knowing. You have more power in your pinky than would light up Manhattan. What are you doing to interfere with it? So instead of searching for what you already have, knowing that you can't find outside of you what you can't see inside of you, I take a shortcut. I don't worry about fear. You see, there's so many fears there's so many variables of fear, from my past lives to my womb trauma, to my childhood trauma, to my teen trauma, to my 20s trauma, 30s trauma, 40s trauma, even now 50s trauma. There's so much fear. I don't know what I'm afraid of, but I'll tell you what I do know. I know the instant and obvious, my reaction to fear, because when I'm pissed off, when I'm offended, when I'm separate, inferior, superior, anxious, frustrated, angry, guilty, depressed, worried, it's instant and obvious. It takes no brain power to know you're one of those things. And so, what I've learned about my reaction to fear in the application of my why, the intersection between the preparedness and the passion that I have that creates that purpose, that ability to apply my why, is that when I react to fear, instead of trying to out logic it, go over it, under it, through it, around it, lie to it, cheat it, manipulate it, deny it, I simply stop. Breathe through my nose, out through my mouth, drop down to center. I recollect, I remind, I remember with that source, that thing that's bigger than me, that loves me more than my mom. I recollect, remind, and remember, and then I roll in the right divine direction, divine time, by knowing my what, my who, my how, and reprioritizing my day, my now. And if you do that, I promise you, you will make a lot of money. You will help a lot of people, and you will have a lot of fun. And if you do that, you will be happy. And if you're happy, you then are helping me by being happy and meeting my mission of empowering over 1 billion people to be happy.
Amen, David. And I would love to ask you one final question here, because I definitely want to be respectful of your time, and you've been so valuable. Is it okay if we go one more?
Yes, please do.
Wonderful. You mentioned something in what you just finished saying, and you talked about the self-image. Okay. What I've heard and what I do know is that your self-image is responsible for all of your failure or success in life. When you lost everything, you had to rebuild yourself back up, and you were connected to source, what was the upgrade of your self-image process like? If somebody right now says, I'm done with the old, I want to step into the new, how do you embody that new image and reality to walk into the best life you've ever lived?
I had to close the gap. I was living my life in a life of, this is what I want people to think I am. This is a big problem today with social media. This is what I want people to think I am. And then therefore, I will do, say, think, feel, and believe the things in order to make people think I am this, instead of, through wisdom and faith, shortening the distance of resistance in order to accommodate who I am. And so from that day, utilizing gratitude to give me this perspective, forgiveness to create the ease and the flow, accountability to give me control, and most importantly, the ability to effectively communicate with my source and others, to live in spirit, to live in the world of I am, not this is what I want people to think I am, using wisdom and faith to shorten the distance, to every morning remind, remember, and recollect that I am part of a unified, abundant, infinite system, protected, promoted, and loved by something bigger than me that loves me more than my mom, to simply say every morning, I am happy, I am healthy, I am wealthy, I am worthy. I'm going to figure out what I'm doing to interfere with it, and only spend minutes and moments in that reaction to fear, in that interference, in order to spend the majority of my time in the divine direction, in the divine time of where I want to be, or better, utilizing those 5 daily practices that I will make available to everyone, including my book at David at dmeltzer.com. Once again, in the notes, please, anyone, remember 2 things if you're going to take away. 1, be more interested than interesting. 2, be kind. Be kind to your future self and do good deeds.
David, thank you so much for coming on here. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your wisdom. And I'll tell the audience, since the moment I met you at the Aspire Tour, I was gravitated towards the vibe and what you were speaking on that stage. And I said, this is one of the most genuine, kind-hearted, humble, authentic, open, spiritual, conscious entrepreneurs that I've seen. And I just couldn't help my spirit to connect with you, learn more about you. And I'm so glad that we had the opportunity to connect and meet, because through this episode, I really hope that this will help you reach your goals of empowering 1 billion people, and for you to keep fulfilling that mission to make billions of people happy. I stand with you. I thank you so much. And is there anything else that you would like to mention before we end this episode here today? I will say one thing, guys. Please make sure you get your copy of this book. It's literally a blueprint on how you can manifest everything you want in life and in business and truly connect to goodness. I mean, you're seeing it with David here live.
Thank you, my friend. Yeah, join our community, free Friday trainings, Monday group networking and one-on-one coaching, all things available. I will send you my book, sign it, send you my exercises and guides. David@dmeltzer.com. If you forget the email, just Google David Meltzer. You'll find me. Christian, thank you so much for the opportunity. I look forward to seeing you soon.
Yes, sir, David. Thank you so much. God bless you, and bye for now.
Bye for now. Take care.
Bye-bye.